Hi, and welcome to BB's Crafty Haven. I am Belinda, and thank you so much for stopping by today. Today is the What Would You Make Challenge with our host, Rustic and Lace DIY and Divine by Design. Our co-host today is the Crafty Doll, which her name is Melinda, which is very rare. I don't really hear many Belindas and Melindas, so I think that is really awesome. I only have two for you today. I have had a very busy week, so there's only two crafts, but I hope you enjoy them. And in the description box below will be the entire playlist for this wonderful challenge. So I encourage you to watch all of them and give them a thumbs up. It will help their channels grow and with mine, please give me a thumbs up as well. I'd really appreciate it. I really would like my channel to grow. I'm very close to 200 subscribers, which is not much compared to most of the crafters here, but I had just gotten started. I'm only 8 months into this video thing, so I really appreciate everyone who has subscribed and helped my channel grow. It means a lot to me. I love doing this. I love being able to share and inspire anybody who loves to craft. With that, we'll get on with the crafting, and I hope you enjoy. And please remember to comment below. I love hearing your comments. I may not always reply to them right away, but I do read every single one of them. Thank you.
DIY number one. We're going to start out with one of those crate boxes from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to paint it in the Craft Smart. I think it's called Flag Red. And then I'm going to take these little rounds I got from Hobby Lobby, and I got these square wood dowels. They're 1/4, and they were 12 inches, but I cut them down, and a small popsicle stick. And I'm going to stain those in my wax. And then I'm going to paint the little rounds in black. And then I'm going to take my folk art wax and I'm going to distress my box. And I'm going to go all the way around the edges and in the middle. Make this look really old. And then I'm going to sand it down to make it even look more rustic. Take off some of that paint. Make it look even older. And from there, I wipe off all the dust. And we go on to, I don't know what. Oh, okay. Toilet paper rolls. I cut a couple and they weren't big enough. So I cut another one and so I could widen them because they weren't big. So I just kind of pieced them together and glued them together so they could fit. I ended up actually making them a little too big, but whatever. It still worked out great. I used the clips to hold them together until I could take some hot glue and hot glue them together. And I'm going to show you all of that. But I do this to both of them. And I tried to make them the same size, but I think one ended up turning out slightly bigger than the other because I had to squeeze it into the box. Well, anyways, okay, this is hard to explain. I was trying to weave, and I was using Chanel stems, and you go over, under, and I'm trying to show you what I'm doing. And I used the lighter one and the darker one. The first basket turned out great. The second basket, I ended up running out of a certain color. So we're not going to look at the back of that basket because it's called a multicolored. It's all one color instead of two colors, and the front end looks just like this one. So, you do what you have to do as a crafter. But don't ever look at the back of the crafts. But yeah, here I'm just showing you. And I'm kind of cutting it a little bigger so I could take it and wrap it around the edges of the toilet paper roll. And I'm just going to continue doing this all the way around, and I do it twice. So I'm making like 2 baskets. And here I'm trying to show you go over, under, over, or whatever. And I'm not really gluing anything. The only time I glued it is when I was gluing the 3 light strips on just to hold them in place. But other than that, I really didn't use any hot glue for this. The Chanel stems held up pretty well, especially since I was wrapping it around. But this is what it looks like when it's finished. I don't think it turned out much like a basket. I don't really like how they turned out. You can let me know in the description box below what you think, but I wasn't very happy with them, especially since I had to use 2 different colors on the second basket. Okay, well, we're going to take our little black rounds I got from Hobby Lobby that we painted black, and we're going to hot glue these on each side of um, the crate. And I tried to even it out. Hopefully, I mean, it worked. I think I did okay. It's not very wobbly, so I actually give myself credit that I actually lined it up pretty good. And then once I get those down, the wood dowel squares you see in the bottom corner there, I'm going to end up cutting those down so it sits up more level, so it's not bent down like that. And the first set I do actually comes out a little crooked, so I actually end up redoing one, and the second one came out great. I don't think I show you that because I did what I did for the first time, I did the second time. I just measured it better or cut it better. I don't know. And I keep getting out of frame on this video because I was trying to get a little bit closer to my craft so I wasn't so far away, but I didn't realize I was kept getting out of frame on it. But anyways, I take my cutters and I cut 2 pieces, and I thought I cut them the correct, well, same size, but I didn't. So you'll see it as a little wobbly at first, but I do fix it, and I cut a second one and take it off, and I fix it. But I pretty much do the same thing. But then I just take some hot glue and I glue those on. See, it looks fine to me. They looked even to me, but when I put them on, they didn't come out even. So, and then when you look at them right here, they don't look even. I don't know. Whatever. I fixed it. It's fine. Crisis saved, you know. But all I do is hot glue, unless the hot glue did something like it um, warmed up and I didn't quite get it flush. I don't know. But whatever. Again, I fixed it. Once I get that done, I'm going to take the popsicle stick that we stained and I cut it in half. And I'm going to take my hot glue and hot glue the 2 round ends together at to make it look like a V, a letter V. So we're going to angle those outwards. Yeah, whatever. You can see what I did. And then I'm going to glue it up under the little wagon or crate that we've done. And again, I just use some hot glue. And after that, because obviously I left all that in. Dee, here we go. Okay, get that on there. I don't care what the bottom looked like. So as long as the point of it was in the middle, that's all I cared about. And luckily, the glue didn't dry completely. I was pretty quick, and I was able to maneuver it and twist it a little bit so it did get into the middle of that. And then I'm going to take another wood dowel that we had, and I'm going to cut it at an angle. It's one of the square wood dowels, and we're going to cut it at an angle, and then we're going to glue it on to our crate. We're going to glue it onto those popsicle sticks. See, I'm trying to show you I cut it at an angle. And we're just going to glue that down, hot glue it down, and just have that angled onto our little wagon. It'll be our handle for the little wagon. And once I get that, eventually, I'm going to take an extra piece that we had. It was perfect. It was the perfect size. And I'm just going to hot glue that onto the top of that handle. And again, I'm out of frame and I apologize. And once I get that finished, this is what we have so far. It's so cute. This turned out cute. The baskets, not so much. But there's my 2 baskets. And you can see I ran out of the colors I wanted. But I kind of had to stuff those in there. I think when I measured the toilet paper rolls, I didn't take into account the Chanel stems and how much room that would take. But I take some raffia and I cut it up, and I don't worry about bottoms on the baskets because I just utilize the crate as the bottom. But I'm gonna stuff those full of the raffia to make it kind of look like straw or hay. That's all I do. I just cut it and I just stuff it in both of the little baskets. And what I do to one, I do to the other. And once I get that done, you get these at Dollar Tree, and I had a bunch of them. And I just picked out the pumpkin looking ones, and I'm just gonna arrange them into these baskets. I think I was able to fit 3 into each basket. And I do end up gluing those down because they started falling out and I didn't want to lose them. So I do eventually take some hot glue and glue them down, but I did that off camera, I believe. And then I'm going to take this very, very old calendar. I think it's a 2022 calendar. And I'm going to take that picture off the back that you just seen, and I'm going to cut it out. And then I'm going to just see if the pumpkins fell out of that. I end up gluing those down, by the way. Like I said, I already said that. Yeah, I'm repeating myself. Anyways, I take a glue stick and I glue that down onto the crate or wagon. Sorry if I'm talking kind of soft. This is kind of weird, but I'm at a church retreat right now, and I'm trying to get this video done in time. And right now it's supposed to be our quiet time, but I am in my own private room right now, so hopefully I'm not disturbing anybody. I kind of feel kind of bad, but anyways, that's it for that project, and we're on to project number 2. Let me know in the description box what you thought of number 1. But I'm gonna take those, whatever you call those from the Dollar Tree, and paint those white. And then I'm gonna take my Waverly or the wax, the antique wax. Okay, I am losing my words here. Oh my god, I'm such a hot mess. Okay, and I'm gonna distress all of them, all 4 of those crate things. I don't know what you call them. And then I'm gonna take my pumpkin, and I'm gonna do a very heavy dry brush over one of them. And once I get that finished, making it look kind of rustic. I really like how this turned out. I love this. This is actually my favorite project of this video. I'm going to take some of that twine and I'm going to wrap it around the top and the bottom. And I think I go around about 3 times, I think. So, yeah, 3 times. And I do that on the top and the bottom. And I just use hot glue to glue down the twine. Nothing fancy. Pretty easy. And hopefully I don't show you all that. Hopefully I edited some of that out. I don't think I did. I am sorry. You're going to see me do both, top and bottom. So, okay, sorry I bored you. But again, I just wrap that 3 times and then take hot glue and glue it down. I also think I end up taking a lighter and getting some of the fuzzies off, but I don't know if I show that or not. I go a little pyro on it. But once I get that done, I love how that turned out. Okay, anyways, all right, we're going to take the 3 white ones. And I don't know where I got these leaves. I just found them in my fall stash. I don't know if I came from Amazon. I don't know if my bestie gave them to me. I have no clue. I may even got them from Dollar Tree for all I know. I don't know. But I'm going to glue down 2 leaves to each of those little pallets, crates, things, whatever. I don't know what you call them. I'm drawing a blank. But you can see what I'm doing, and I do that for all 3 of those. Once I get that finished, and I guess I'm going to show you all of it. Oh, I'm just showing you how I'm going to design them. I don't think I show you me gluing those down, but that's what they're going to end up looking like. Anyways, once I get all this glued down, this is what we have so far in this project. And we're just going to set those aside. Now I'm going to take these letters I got from Dollar General, and I'm going to use my antique wax and cover those. Once I get those done with antique wax and I dry them, I set them on top of those, centering them where I would like them to be. And at this point, I should have used hot glue, or not hot glue, wood glue on this, but I ended up using hot glue. I might go back and put a little wood glue in there so it's a little bit more permanent. So far it's held up, but I don't really trust it. I'm afraid that eventually it'll just fall apart. So I'm probably going to go back and use some wood glue on those letters. And I probably should have used my tacky glue, Aleene's tacky glue on the leaves too. I may just go back. I probably will. I think I will. I think I'll go back and make sure those are a little bit more secure. But yeah, okay. Once I get those finished and I get those tacked down, which I didn't realize I showed it all to you, we are going to, okay, eventually do something. Okay, I want to show you. All right, we're going to take this wood piece. I got it from Dollar Tree. And we're going to paint it in white and antique wax it just like we did everything else. Just like we did the little white crates, whatever you call them. Once we get that done, I'm going to take my orange one and I'm going to take this stubby stick. The reason I like this one is because it does have a little bit of it kind of catty corners. It's kind of cut at an angle. I think I got a pack of these at Dollar Tree once. I can't remember. But I'm going to put that on the top of my orange crate thing, and I'm going to secure that with some more hot glue. And once I get that finished, I'm going to take some of the moss and we're going to cover the top and go around the stem of the pumpkin. And we're just going to tack that down. Again, sorry, it's kind of out of frame. I keep trying to find different angles. I want to know, try to get you guys a better view of it. But anyways, I trim it up a little bit and I kind of add more and tack it down more as we go. And I'm going to continue to show you that. I think I was a little sleepy when I was editing this. But yeah, I get all that on there. And then once I do that, I take a leaf that came out of the same leaves that I put on where the letters are, but this is just a green one. I kind of cut a little triangle out of it so it fits better around the stem. And I just hot glue that down. Nothing special. But once I get done fussing with it, I will glue that down. Try not to burn my fingers in the process. Then once I finish that, okay, I'm going to add more moss because it looked a little uneven, I guess. A little bit more on the other side. Okay, the front. Okay, whatever. I added more moss. But that's what we have so far on it. And then I'm going to take those little blocks you get from Dollar Tree and I painted them all white. And finally, I get smart and I use wood glue. And we're just going to glue 2 on each of those little crate things. And I get impatient, so you're going to see one of them keep falling because I don't let the glue sit. So you'll see it. But once I get all those done, I'm going to start gluing them to this board. And I start with the L, so it's at the end so I can center my letters better. Sometimes it's easier to start at each end and then do the middle. If you know which direction, if you have an end, I guess. I don't know. I just found it easier to do it this way. And I kind of center it into that middle of that board. And then here I take my F, which is the one that keeps falling because I get impatient and I don't wait for the glue to dry. But I set that down as well. And then I think I'm going to take the pumpkin and center the pumpkin in there. But I also take the other L and kind of lay it down where I would like it to be, so I know exactly where to put the pumpkin, so they're both centered in the middle. But here I go. This is the pumpkin, and you'll see me grab the other one. See, I wasn't sure, so I grabbed that one about where I wanted to put it, so I knew where to center this one. And once I get all those set up, I took these pumpkins you can get from Dollar Tree, and of course, I don't really like the color. It was kind of like a really funky orange. So I actually took my pumpkin orange, I think it is pumpkin orange, and I colored them. And then once I get those colored and they're drying, I take the moss and I go all the way along the bottom and in front of that sign. And we're going to cover the entire bottom of that sign. And then I take the pumpkins, and they were a little too big, so I cut them in half. And I'm just going to hot glue them in the middle, in between each of those. And I only needed 3. I did paint 4, but only ended up using 3. And then once I got those, that is it for this project. Let me know in the description box below what you thought of both. I love your comments. Please like and subscribe. That is very important. It helps me continue to grow, and I really like to get to 200 subscribers. But with that, we are on our final reveal, and I didn't video it, but I did take pictures. So here's our final reveal and the 2 projects we did this day. I really love the fall sign. It turned out beautiful. Please remember to like and subscribe to my channel, and I really appreciate you watching.